You're listening to The Mentality Show, only on LA Talk Radio.
Texie just took a shit. What up, y'all? What's going on? Greetings, all you fellow mentalians out there. We are here live in Los Angeles from the airways of LA Talk Radio. It is October 30th. Welcome to our special
Next time I take a shit, I'll take a picture of it and send it to you.
Oh, that's scary.
Take a picture of you washing your hands.
Yes. He just gave us that before the show, and he took a shit before the show. And I was just making sure his hands were clean.
You washed them before.
And you got to, yeah. I heard you got to scrub. You got to sing "Happy Birthday" in your head before you stop scrubbing. That's how you clean them.
Except Texie is more just happy birthday. Okay, I'm done. All right, so welcome to our special Halloween edition of the Mentality Show and our 82nd rendition of the show. And if you'd like to chime in today, we have a lot of things we're going to talk about. 818-570-5085. Ty, let me ask you a question. What's the scariest thing you've ever seen?
Fuck. Anyone in public at 5 a.m.
Anyone in public at 5 a.m.?
Oh, I got one.
That is true.
What's the scariest thing you've ever seen, Ty?
A woman giving birth.
Oh, that is a really good one.
Yes.
I watched mine. I had a mirror set up, so I was afraid.
I mean, if we're going there, I watched a live C-section. I saw the guts and rags and everything.
Well, if we're going there, since I'm single, a woman telling me she's pregnant.
I think so.
I would have to go with that one right there. So.
Instagram model with no makeup.
Oh. Ouch.
Winner.
I seen that. Holy shit.
An old Asian woman behind a steering wheel.
Well,
What do you got? What
Hey.
do you got, Casey?
I saw the rent slip, and it's due in 2 days, and that shit is scary.
Woo, man. Gives me the chills. Just, you just made the hair raise up in the back. I don't even have any hair. Yes.
It made him grow hair.
You just made my pubes rise.
How about your check stub after moving to California?
Oh, my gosh, yes. Hell yeah. $24,000 gone just like that. Man, that's what I had in my bank account. Gone, practically. But anyway, I digress. Today's show is, we're going to talk about all kinds of things. We're going to talk about the scariest movies we've ever seen. We're going to talk about ghost stories, personal ghost stories. We're going to talk about just scary things in life that we've run into. And if you'd like to chime in on this, again, the number is 818-570-5085. But before we do any of this stuff, we always have to give shouts out to our bill payers. KC, tell them what's up, man.
Once again, the Mentality Show is brought to you by Balorian and Malukian LLP.
Yes, sir.
If you're dealing with personal injury, wrongful death, product liability, I have to think about that. Mm-hmm. Is that like if something...
Product liability? Well, if you're
No. Like the Johnson & Johnson case. We were buying powder, and now we have cancer.
Right.
Product liability.
Right.
They're liable for their products.
Yeah.
Dildo exploded. I did hear about a lady's vibrator that exploded in her vagina.
Oh, shit. That's horrible.
You know, in 1,000
That
words.
is product liability. You are liable if a vibrator explodes.
Yes.
They're a full self-law firm.
Maybe it was a pussy exploding.
She came.
Like Kim Kardashian. Oh, my God, my pussy
Ike,
exploding.
Ashot, Vahe, Ani, Arman, Lily, and all the girls in the back are there to take care of all of your needs.
Oh, yeah.
So if any of these things meet your needs, call them at 818-INJURY-8. And I did say they were a 97% success rate. I was corrected.
Mm-hmm.
Hyde said he's only lost 2 cases ever in his life.
Wow.
So
and he's been doing this for over 20 years.
999.
Oh, that's
Think about that.
Yeah. Whatever that number is sounds pretty good.
2
Like
cases.
condoms, yeah, like 99.
Follow them on Instagram.
Yeah.
That's the lawyer you want. He's only lost 2 cases?
Yeah.
2 cases.
You know, I wonder who those 2 people are that lost.
I
They're
know.
probably like, fuck! Malukian and Manukian.
You know he beat the
He
government
said
one time.
I would win.
There's a law that he changed. I have to get it next week. He beat the U.S. government and changed the law, but I'll bring it next week.
Maybe he'll
know
get Trump out of
that.
office.
Yeah, he's
If
dope.
they represent Delano, that'll be the 3rd case I lose.
And our next sponsor is Loyalty Auto Group.
Wait, did you give him the number? Did you put the number
Yeah,
out there?
818-INJURY-8.
Oh, okay, there we go. Okay.
We are fucking up his promo.
I know, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
818-INJURY-8. Loyalty Auto Group is our next sponsor. What can we say about the guys at Loyalty Auto Group? But they make all dreams come true. If you're looking for a Prius, they'll get the best Prius that fits your need. What I love about Loyalty is they don't find a car they don't punish you for your credit situation. They give you the best car for your credit situation.
That's what's up.
And you have to respect that.
Vato B respects that.
I do.
Sarkis, Arturo, Hyro,
Arturo, shouts
Armin,
out.
all the guys at
Sarkis.
Loyalty. The number there is 818-200-0333. And their special of the week is, hold on for a second.
Get a Prius.
This is their special of the week. It's coming. That's what she says.
72 Ford Pinto.
We don't like Priuses.
Okay, here it is. If you're looking for a Hyundai Elantra SE sedan with Apple CarPlay, backup camera, Bluetooth, 30 miles per hour, 500 down out the pocket, we're looking at $169 a month.
Oh, I need that one. Forward
Yeah,
that to me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Forward that to me.
Nice. Yeah, you do need a new car too.
And there's all other stuff going on, but call the guys. That's the deal. 818-200-0333. And if you mention us, your windows are tinted.
That's what's up. Mentality Show.
All right.
gets free
And
tinted
every week
windows.
we're going to
444
give you
number?
the car of the week.
Every week we.
Peace.
Could you repeat that again one more time, Casey? They get free tinted windows just by mentioning our
Just
name.
mentioning our name.
And
Mentality
then,
Show.
and then what was that about the car
But
of
the
the week?
special of the week
Yeah, what's that?
is
Oh.
this Hyundai
It's
Elantra.
a Hyundai Elantra.
Oh, that's
it's a
the-
sedan.
That's
It's a nice car.
Yeah.
It's a very
Elantra.
nice car.
That's
Oh,
why.
I need that. All right.
500 down.
Really?
yeah.
That-
$169 a month.
Ooh.
That's all
And
right.
you're going to need those tinted windows if you plan on doing anything funky in that back seat.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And, you know, sometimes you got
Rolling
to
motel.
window to let the funk out.
I'm saying, you know what? Having tinted windows is the best thing. It's the best thing. You can do all kinds of stuff in the
and
back
we're
seat.
420 friendly. You need to have tinted windows.
You know what I mean? Exactly.
Mom, forgive Delano.
And they just approved rent control here, so you know you can live in the backseat of that car. Not that I'm speaking from experience, and do all kinds of things back there. So,
And he's
all
speaking
right,
from experience.
Hey, speaking of experience.
thank you for that, Casey. Appreciate that.
Thank you,
All
sponsor.
right, if you're new to the Mentality Show, or if you've never seen the show, then we must warn you that the views and opinions expressed on this show, some listeners and viewers may find offensive. Viewer discretion. We don't give a fuck. Let's get into it. I'm your host, Delano. I got the beautiful Tina here next to me. What's up, Tina?
Hi, guys.
Yes. Got my man KC. You just heard him on the mic.
KC.
He gave our shouts out to our sponsors. Then I got Sexy Todd over here. What's up,
folks?
Todd?
What's up,
Sexy
folks? We got the
Todd.
holiday tomorrow. Bring it on.
Scully.
He's got the little curl in his hair.
Yeah, throwing down the little curly Q there. Got a little pubic hair there in my head.
I see you got your pumpkin look on for
I
the
do.
for Halloween. You
Yeah,
know, it's nice
so
and red.
happy
Hey, where's our
Thanksgiving.
pumpkin? We supposed to have
Where's
a
my
pumpkin.
pumpkin?
Oh, that is in the back seat of my car.
Oh,
We are all out of
Glad the windows are tinted.
That's why I didn't see
So
it.
he couldn't see it.
I don't want you.
what happens when you get old? You forget shit.
The hole got too big. We couldn't use it.
All you mentalities out there, we go all out for the holidays. But I'm sorry, we were a little slacking this Halloween. We actually dressed up last year. We do big things here for the holidays. We're just a little lazy on this one. Sexy Texy, what's
What
up,
up?
man?
Well, if
What
I
up?
wasn't so busy celebrating somebody's birthday, I probably
That's
could
right.
have been looking for a
That's
costume
right.
and all this shit.
That's right.
So
That
was a
I
good little
think
party
that's
there,
why
Delano.
we couldn't.
Yeah.
We couldn't.
It was a great
find
party.
costumes.
Very good, very
Thank
good
you.
party.
We were
Got my
at-
drink on.
Shout out to the chef.
Shout out to Javon.
Javon
Fittler.
did the damn thing. They're talking about my birthday. It was this past weekend, October 26th. Every year is my birthday. All you mentalities out there, write
Every
that
year?
down.
Is that what it
Send
is?
his,
Every year.
Send his Amazon wish list.
Change that shit up, man. Why's it got to be the same fucking day?
What the fuck?
Every 2 years.
I wish I could change it up. That's today. So Tina did the damn thing. Javon, everybody here at the table except for Scully. Everybody showed up, did the damn thing. I appreciate everybody showing. KC gave me a really nice gift. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And all of my gifts from everyone here. Vato V brought me some Sprite. I mean, hey, hooked it up and fried
Sprite.
chicken.
Awesome.
Yeah. So thank you
it's
for
a
the
thought
love.
That was
counts.
a
It's the
racist
thought that
gift,
counts, it
but
was.
we liked
You
it.
see
But
that?
we did.
Don't bring a
racist
black man fried
chicken and
That
grape
was
soda.
So racist.
Racist.
Fuck yeah, you do.
It was perfect.
But everybody tore that chicken up. Even the white people love that.
Yeah, that's touching.
Like, God damn, this is some good chicken.
Can I get your mom's
The
recipe?
Mexican brought this.
Yes.
Can I get your mom's recipe?
I got it.
Who do I email for more chicken?
Yeah, yeah.
I got it from my backyard. I got the chicken from my backyard.
Chop the chicken up, threw it on the
That's
grill.
right. Yeah, you want to get racist with us? We'll get
Want to
racist.
get racist?
Right.
That's from my backyard.
Chase that
fuckers.
chicken down, dude.
Chopped that shit up and cooked it and brought it to the birthday
That was
party.
some good chicken, man.
Hell yeah.
And then Sexy Texas. So I'm sorry, Sexy Texas. You feeling good, man?
Yeah, we already talked about that.
Good. All right.
But,
All right. Vato V, what's up, my man?
Yo, Raza, what's going on
How
out
you
there?
feeling, man?
It's going. I'm good, man.
Yeah, you feel good?
I feel good.
All right, good. Everybody feels good. So let's get into
Yeah.
it. Okay, so as you know, we talk about everything on this show. Everything. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. We talk about it. Okay, we go from talking about the scariest things we've ever seen to who on this panel actually has the largest peen. We talk about that. I'm gonna say it's Tina. See,
Yeah.
that's a boss.
Alpha.
Tina's a boss.
Alpha.
B.
Alright.
I'm gonna say B. I don't like using the bitch word, but we'll say boss B.
You like that word, don't you?
Just say it.
That's like somebody saying I don't like using the N word because niggers are, I mean, it's like, that's pretty much what I just.
But you
did.
like that word,
Just
though.
say
That's
it.
racist.
With the hard R.
We don't give a fuck.
He loves that word.
We don't.
I know y'all don't. We niggers do give a fuck. Anyway, did I put a hard R on that?
Yeah, you did.
That sounded
No, I said
racist.
niggas, right? Anyway, I don't even like to use the N word.
I do.
I know y'all do, Casey. Y'all was using it at my party with white people. Anyway, so all right, so everybody's good. So what else are we gonna talk about, Tina?
Well, tomorrow is Halloween, and we celebrate all things scary. And I'm sorry I forgot to text you back. Yeah, you can borrow my costume and dress as a fairy.
She's talking to Tech. She was looking at Tech when she said that.
That's a good one.
She was not
It
looking
was
at me when
for
she said
Big
that.
D.
Hey, I appreciate the
Hey,
big
if the
D
dress
shout out.
fits.
It's in the car. I'll bring it up.
Yes. All right. What else we gonna talk about there, Scully?
We talk about deadly winds, suicide on the 101, and LA burning due to its poor decisions. To why Jeffrey Dahmer didn't care much for clean incisions.
We're gonna talk about
morbid.
that. It's a scary man. Scary man. Tech C, what are we gonna talk about, buddy?
From it being a scary Halloween to finding out Dell, no, likes peen.
Always getting on you.
But you use my rhyme. I use Halloween and peen. You just wrote that with my rhyme, right?
I
after
didn't.
that. Okay.
Great penises
Yeah,
think
we
alike.
We didn't share rhymes today, so we didn't know.
Halloweenus penis.
Happy Halloweenist.
Happy Halloweenus. Okay.
one.
Vato V, what are we gonna talk about, man?
From these hard-blowing Santa Ana winds and these fast-moving, fast for fire.
Let's start off. Let's start
That
off.
was the blooper reel.
From these hard blowing Santa Ana winds and these brush fires moving faster than we ever seen. Wishing all of our mentalians out there
Peen.
a happy Halloween.
Much Delano peen.
There you go.
A happy hard peen.
Happy heart peen.
That's 2 weeks in a row there.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
keeping score.
I think everybody used peen in Halloween. Well, you used actually Halloween, and what was your rhyme there?
Fuck if I know, bro. Who gives a
Yeah,
shit?
you
Let's
fucked
just
up.
go.
All right. Anyway, so good rhymes, folks.
It's
Good
Halloween.
rhymes. It's Halloween. Good rhymes. So okay, as you know, so we're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. Okay, here let's get into the meat and potatoes. Well, it's Halloween. Okay, and that is the scariest time of year. Of ghosts and goblins and witches. Ghosts and goblins and witches and bitches. So
Does like
So
using that word.
only in the intro. So in the spirit of Halloween, we've decided to discuss several scary topics,
About peen.
including peen. Why does my Dracula sound like Sammy? Creepy news stories, the creepiest famous people, scariest movies we've ever seen, and last, personal ghost stories. Okay, now, what's the scariest thing? Let me ask you this: what is the scariest thing? Okay, actually, I fucked up. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so
Are you high? I know
I
you
fucked
don't
up.
smoke or drink.
I-
You damn
yeah.
sure don't need to.
I've messed up. Okay, hey,
has
this
to.
is
You
live.
do.
This is live.
So it's fine.
This is live. All right, so let's get into it, folks. Let's get into it.
Some type of bias.
How come when I fuck up, we all got to talk about it for an hour? Y'all fuck up all the time, and we move on.
It's
Why y'all got
expected.
to talk about
We got to keep you humble.
Yes, we do.
Because I rarely fuck
Because you say you never fuck up, but
you
you
always
actually
fuck
fuck up all the
never,
time.
I even
All
admitted
the
that I
time.
fucked up. Every time I fuck up, I admit it, just like I did now. So,
You fucked up again.
you never admit your fuck ups, Texie. As a matter of fact, we probably have people that call in. We probably miss so many calls because Texie
Texie does a
drinking
great
beer,
job.
Except for answering calls. All right, so let's get into it. Creepy news stories. Scully, what do you have for us? What are some of the creepiest news stories you've throughout the year? Scully does all of our news stories and reads them and things like that. And he has a whole plethora of stories. Scully, what are some of the scary stories, creepiest stories out there?
I'm not much on math, but I do have an actual shit ton of these stories.
That's what people do.
I figured I would start off with the one that you liked so much that we discussed in the last week. Straight out of Arkansas, like someone we know.
Oh, yes.
Like someone we know.
This is funny.
So out there in Arkansas, there is a hunter that is dead. He's not partially dead. He's completely fucking dead.
He's gone.
I wish we had some thunder now.
Yes, because when you decide to turn your rifle on an innocent animal.
Yes.
And I like eating these fucking things too, so don't get me wrong.
Meats.
And you shoot him dead, and you put your rifle down, and you go over to inspect your kill, only to find out that this motherfucker's still alive. It gets up and mauls you to death.
I love it. Fucked you up.
So this guy actually did this. He shot this fucking deer, put his rifle down, went over there to check out his kill, and this thing jumped up and mauled his ass to death.
I love this shit. All right, I love this because animals.
Question: was the animal actually wounded, or was he faking all of that? So the animal never.
The animal faked. He faked his death.
So like women, yeah.
This animal has been
Women are
watching
great
human
fakers.
behavior for years and figured it out.
Yeah, see, animals adapt. That's how they exist for years and years and years,
That
because they
is
adapt to their environment.
brilliant.
So now when they hear a loud sound, they just know, play dead until that motherfucker comes over, and then I'm going to fuck him up.
Play possum.
Play possum.
And
that's what this deer did.
Oh,
this
that's
old
what you
man
got.
walked up to it. Hey, I think I got a kill. Let me go over here and get this fucker.
Yeah.
Probably went to
goes
take
over.
a selfie. Let me go.
Yeah, actually, I looked a
boy
little
is
further
wounded.
into it, and it actually didn't even say what the actual cause of death was, because
Yeah.
the guy was mauled, bruised, and had puncture wounds, but there is a real possibility this fool fucking died of a heart attack.
He probably got
Shock.
scared to shit, dude. The dude popped up.
And he had shit all over.
He probably shitted himself.
Probably shit himself.
That is some scary
I
shit.
would. Fuck it, I'd ruin a good pair of underwear if that happened to me.
Wouldn't that be scary? You walk
skid
up on
marks.
this, a buck deer weighs about,
He's just
what,
like,
400 pounds, right? Something like that?
Yeah.
Oh, more than that.
You walk up on this fucker, and the antlers alone weigh at least maybe 70
400
pounds.
pounds.
850 pounds.
You walk up on this fucker, and he just rises up on you, and then just fucking starts antling you to death. That's some scary shit. I would probably have a heart attack, too, if I was 60.
He's going to tell you, where's your gun, bitch?
Where's his gun now, bitch?
Scary stories.
Yeah, and even more scary. I mean, he actually lived with that bullshit. He made it to the hospital with all those injuries and wounds. It's just he passed away when he got to the hospital.
Wow.
So
Probably an
anything,
embarrassment.
anything could have happened. That guy had to live with that. He knew he was dying.
Probably embarrassed. Probably is embarrassed to death.
No more, no
300
venison for him.
Damn, that's scary. Scary stories from Scully. What other stories do we have for us, Scully?
We have all kinds of stories. Where else you want to go with this? You know what? Let's go straight down here into L.A. This one's a little bit of a longer one, but I'm going to run you guys through this. Some of you might even remember it. Alyssa Lamb that died here at a local hotel, all right? She was vacationing. I'm going to read this shit to you because it's some real shit, okay? She was vacationing through the West Coast, ended up here at a hotel. We'll leave that unnamed right now, okay?
I already know. Okay.
Scary.
I was just going to ask you the name. Okay.
So she vanished.
Snooty
The
fucks.
police were looking for her. Her parents came. She was out of Canada. They had nothing. They had some elevator surveillance footage, which I didn't see this before her disappearance. The
I'm
footage
getting the
shows
chill.
Lamb behaving strangely in the elevator, appearing to talk with invisible people, peering around the corner, the door, crouching in the corner, opening and closing the door. But what exactly is going on in this video raises more questions than answers. Theories range from psychotic episodes, demonic possession,
It
to
looked
unknown
very
assailants. Yeah,
It looked very demonic.
I've
saw
seen
the
it now,
video.
and it's really fucked up. So at that point, she just disappeared. Guests started complaining. The showers are awful. People had been there long term, 8 days. When you turn the tap water on, the water was coming out black at first. Tap water tasted horrible. It had a funny,
They were
funny,
brushing
sweet.
their teeth.
Yes, they were. Very strange taste. Barely describe it.
You remember?
They never complained. This is a fucked up thing, LA. Get this. They didn't complain because they thought that was normal for being out here.
Oh, no. It is a very shitty, downtrodden hotel. It's not like the
Yes.
Hilton or the
Yes.
Marriott downtown. Yeah.
So last part here of what everyone knows is an employee ended up climbing to the roof that you have to use a ladder to get there. He went up there to investigate the hotel's water storage tanks. That's where he found her decomposing naked body.
Oh.
And her personal items were around the tank.
Yep.
And the tank was closed.
Yep.
So they're like, she crawled in and then like closed it.
Yeah, that's some bullshit right there. They
Yeah.
deemed
Somebody killed her.
it. They
Put
deemed
her
it an
ass in
accident.
there.
Somebody killed her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it.
So
I saw a document or
the
something.
water tank has a metal latch, okay, but there's also a locked alarm door to get on the roof.
Yeah.
Somebody killed her. There had to be an employee right there had to kill her.
I think it was. I think so too.
But the
Yeah.
scary part is people were drinking and
Well, they were
Brushing
brushing
their
their teeth,
teeth.
Brushing their
drinking,
teeth.
showering.
With decomposed
And decomposed.
Yes.
water.
Yeah, I mean you're
Did anybody
drinking
get
it,
sick?
everything.
did anybody get sick? That's a bio.
I couldn't find. I only looked at a couple articles, but they didn't go into that. No one gives a fuck. We just know that it was a ghost.
Yeah, the reason why the guy
scary.
went up there to check was because the pipes were not, the water was coming out slow, so that's why the pressure wasn't, hard enough.
there was a dead-
that was a dead
just
body.
caucus.
Blocking.
Exactly.
Yeah, just in there rotting.
That is
Oh,
fucked up. That is
maggots
fucked up
and-
with
And I have to share this part of the story too. This hotel has an unusual history.
Yes.
The Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez, who was found
Oh,
guilty of 14
boy.
slaying in the 80s. We all know that shit. We fucking
Yeah.
grew up with that bullshit.
Yep.
He lived on the 14th floor for several months in 85.
Wow.
Serial killer Jack Underwear, fuck him. I don't even know how to spell it, say his last name. He lived there, and he murdered a bunch of people. And there was also a female occupant back in the day that had committed suicide, jumped out the window, and ended up also killing someone that was on
Scully,
the
how
ground.
come you can't mention the name of this hotel?
Everybody knows it.
I don't know it. I'm
Yeah.
not-
It
I
is
don't know either.
Hotel Cecil. It is on like Broadway and Fifth.
What's it called? Hotel what?
Cecil.
I heard
Yes.
about that
But
place.
they have rebranded
Yes.
and renovated and.
Of course,
But
with
it's got a
reputations
bad
like
vibe.
that.
But if you Google
Bad
it, yeah,
energy.
that stuff comes up.
Infamous.
So.
Yeah.
It's called energy. That's like a bad, like you said, KC, bad vibe, energy.
Like, the stalker
demonic.
was saying it. No, thank you.
Richard Ramirez, the
Yeah,
stalker.
the crazy guy.
Yeah,
Oh, he said that?
That's some scary shit that she's freaking out in the elevator right there, and there's obviously something going on. I mean, you could say it's paranormal or whatever, but is there
It looked
someone
weird.
off camera, someone who could not be seen in another camera?
Like she was
outside?
having physical interaction, so it looked like there was a person there, but they removed him digitally because it's like,
Ooh.
who does these strange?
That's
movements?
scary. That's
That's
creepy.
some Norman
They
Bates
should do a movie
shit.
about that. Yeah, yeah.
This Anthony dude needs to call in.
Who's
Anthony?
Anthony?
Speak. What you say, Casey? We can't hear you. Sorry.
That's my boy Anthony.
Anthony calling.
What did he say? Oh, okay.
He said he has a scary story.
Oh, hey, we're as long as it's not boring.
I
please
didn't
call.
share the name.
Oh,
For
and
sake,
Anthony.
I didn't share the name of the hotel for sake of conversation. So yeah, let's bring. I don't give a fuck. We can bring it all up. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
What Hotel Cecil gonna do to us?
Pay our bills.
They got a
if we shut up,
I
they might
wouldn't-
give us a free room.
Oh, true.
I wouldn't want to live. I'm glad
you
it
you.
is
say-
a great place
No.
to stay.
Stop by and get a glass of water if you're thirsty.
Okay, so if Hotel Cecil did offer you a free room, would you stay in it?
No, I would. I
wouldn't do
I
it.
would give
I
it
think
to
I
someone I
would.
didn't like.
You would? Yeah, somebody who doesn't know anything about
If
the
I can
Cecil.
bring my own locks and change them.
Ooh, what if you go there and fuck a girl and get an H or something? You know?
Then you put her in the water
Hotel
tank.
Cecil. I blame it on Cecil, not on bad decisions.
You gotta see.
Can you imagine that though? You were in that hotel. All these people tasted it. They saw it and didn't know. They just thought it was normal for
Yeah.
that.
That
place.
is fucking
I would
insane.
assume that shit.
That's the craziest story.
It's
Scully.
fucking
That's-
disgusting.
It's horrible.
That's nasty.
So speaking of Richard Ramirez, okay, so let's talk about creepy, scary people that we've ever heard.
That guy
I
scared
remember
the
the Night
shit out
Stalker,
of
man.
everyone.
Yeah, I was
Night
scared
Stalker.
when
I wasn't here.
I
This was in the
remember that
80s,
time.
right?
I was here, yeah. That was
I
a,
read about him as a
He killed
child.
somebody 5 miles, because I lived in Pomona, and he killed someone in Diamond Bar.
yeah.
Yeah,
I remember that when I
He was
studied
all
it.
over.
All the kids, we had knives under our bed.
Yeah.
we all had.
We used to
we
lock
all-
all
He
our
was
windows.
had a
brutal.
crossbow.
And it was the summer, and we all had to sleep with the windows open.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. So
Oh, we
people-
slept with them closed at my house.
No, we were
Nobody.
like,
I wasn't here. LA has back in the 70s, 80s. You had the Hillside Stranglers, Richard Ramirez. You had
Manson.
Where's
Yeah.
my,
Yeah,
let me
Manson.
see.
You had the grim sleeper.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Who's
yeah.
killing all those
Yeah.
prostitutes
Well,
in
the
the hood.
guy.
first
Crazy.
Yeah, you got, like,
scary
why are all these
person
serial
I
killers in
ever
LA?
heard of was
All
These
these
the-
serial
motherfuckers
killers
come from other states.
Ohio.
Yeah.
Check it out.
They come from other
from
states, come here
places.
to LA. It's
Dahmer,
fucking crazy
Ohio.
as fuck.
Because they think they can get away with it here is
Dahmer's
because we're
nuts.
so densely populated? Or-
I'm
Well,
just glad
I'm
Richard
from
Ramirez
the
popped
East
onto the scene.
Coast,
Me
and
too,
we
I'm
had
from
the
Arkansas.
Boston Strangler.
You had the
Oh,
Boston
Yeah,
Boston
Strangler.
murdered.
Strangler.
Yeah, he had murdered
they-
13 women
yeah.
in Massachusetts, and he would pretend that he was a service or an employee of the building. So we'd knock on the door like, "Hey, I'm here to fix your water," and women would open the door like, "Oh, I didn't notice there was a leak in the shower." No, he frightened me because one of the women, she was getting ready to go somewhere, and she was curling her hair, and he took the curling iron
Oh shit.
and stuck it in her pussy.
Ooh, the hot curling iron.
The Boston Strangler.
Oh yeah.
He didn't strangle her.
After that,
Ooh,
or maybe
freak.
before, I hope before.
that's some nasty
Some
stuff.
fucking
You know what Ted Bundy used to do? Oh,
Woo,
sorry, go
I
ahead.
love Ted Bundy.
Every
But
woman
look,
loves Ted Bundy.
I mean, not to give it to him, but
You know what
They
this
gave it
dude
to
used to
him.
do when he would have sex with women right before he orgasmed? It was so intense and he was so demonic with it. He would bite half their titties off.
Yes, he used to bite
He would just
people.
bite their
fuck, yeah.
titties
Yes, motherfucker.
as he's coming. He would just rip it apart with his mouth. He was a biter. Richard Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy, yeah.
That's okay. Okay, so funny story about the Boston Strangler. I went out. This is when Blockbuster Video was popular. A girl and I, we went to rent movies at Blockbuster Video, and we see the movie The Boston Strangler. Okay, and I said to
I
her,
only read the book. You saw the movie.
"Oh no, I never saw the movie. We were looking. We were gonna get the movie, and I said to her." I heard this was a good movie. I've always wanted to know more about this guy. She was a white girl, blonde. She looks at this thing and says, "Oh my God, yeah, I've heard of this guy. Where was this?" Boston, bitch. What else do you say?
Right there.
It was right there, the
not just
Boston
a
Strangler,
nickname.
Arkansas. It was happening in Arkansas.
That's funny.
So, and I dated her for 5 years. So
You like dating dumb bitches.
Like I'm dumb.
dumb and crazy, dumb and crazy.
Dumb and full of cum.
Young and dumb. Young and dumb.
Yes, they are. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, anybody else
Give
want
us
to throw
your,
some creepy
going
people
down.
out there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Anybody else want to talk about some creepy people like Bill Cosby and Harvey Weinstein? Creepy people of the year. Well, actually, that was the past 2 years.
How about Jeffrey Epstein? Does that qualify?
That dude was he
Because
liked
they
to-
now found out that he actually had signs of strangulation,
Which we would have known that already.
homicide.
And that's some
Fucking
bullshit.
Whoa,
too.
somebody killed. Oh yeah. Okay.
He didn't fucking
Child
kill himself.
molester.
Let's just keep it real, people.
did it?
Somebody,
The guards?
somebody killed him.
I think he
The guards probably just turned the other,
Yeah.
turn their head around and let a motherfucker go in there and kill him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Or
saying?
it-
Well, they said that the guards, right before he was found,
Yeah.
they
I
had
think
a
he
message
killed
to
himself.
leave.
You think he killed
Well,
himself?
it
Well,
can't because
this is my
the
this is
medical
my
examiner.
my hypothesis.
What's your hypothesis, Case?
He did his will, make sure all his people got money, killed himself because if he didn't, they were going to go after his money. They would have taken his money. So he did it, paid all his family, make sure they got all paid off. All you had to do is give the guard like 200 grand, like whatever. Give me
Right,
an hour
Oli?
by myself.
What the fuck is that? Oh.
Calling.
Oh, now we know
There it
who-
is. I'm done.
Hey, welcome to the Mentality Show. Who's calling?
This is Anthony.
Anthony. Okay,
What's
we were
up?
waiting for your call. Casey wanted you to call. We understand you have a scary ghost story. Is that right?
Hell yes.
Man, do tell.
Until this happened.
Do tell. Tell us your story, Anthony.
No, it's a true story. I used to live in Whittier and lived down there by Uptown Whittier.
Mm-hmm.
And my buddy,
That's
we're
scary
back
right
in
there.
high school days. We take you back to the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So my buddy's at home. He lives directly across the street. His dad's like, I'm gonna be gone for a couple days. So what does that mean? It's party time. We just go hang out over there, do nothing all day, do nothing all night. So we thought we were cool, hanging out, throwing on some MTV.
Wait, there was
jamming
some
music all
jerking
loud,
off going on, right? Teenagers.
just doing nothing, being teenagers, trying to call on the phone, trying to get some girls or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the next thing I know, I already knew there was stories. They had said there was a ghost, or you could hear footsteps in the hallway. It's just a basic Whittier house, 1950s. Nothing creepy about the house. But for some reason that night, we were just hanging out. Nothing happened, nothing went off, no parties. So I'm laying on this lumpy couch, that lumpy couch
Yep.
no one wants to lay on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of those, right? So it's like a lumpy couch in the living room. So I'm just sitting there trying to fall asleep, watching MTV, and there's just nothing happening. And the couch is so lumpy I can't sleep. Now, his dad's out of town, so he's like, well, if you want to sleep in my room, go ahead. Mm-hmm. So I open it up, I go in that extra room, and it's just all dark in there. I say, well, it's better than this lumpy couch. I lay in there. My buddy's asleep, everyone's asleep. It's just me and him in this pad. He's just dead out. So I go to bed. Something wakes me up in the middle of the night, and I look at the clock right away. I'm just like checking it out. Mm-hmm. It's like 3 a.m. It's like that's the witching hour. If anyone doesn't know, it's like creepy time.
3 to 4.
Like no one wakes up. Usually you wake up and you look out the window and see. Whittier was silent. I just remember it was quiet, and I live in a cul-de-sac. So I'm just looking. I'm all right. Go back to bed. I don't know what woke me up. And then the next thing I know, I'm laying there, and I feel the presence of something. And I knew this was it. This was the creeping ghost that lives there. And I had heard about it. I heard about it from his father, from my friend, and it's done some many other things. But this one in particular, I was laying there, and you could feel someone breathing on my neck, like right on my neck.
So did it violate you?
And I prayed, man. I was just praying. And his bed looked right into those like real cheap, those mirrored sliding glass, whatever. Closet doors.
Yeah.
There was nothing in there. I looked. It took me courage to look. I said, I got to look. There's nothing there.
Anthony, let me ask you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I covered my head.
Yeah. Okay, so.
I just covered my head with the sheets, man. I had to pray. I just started praying. Anything I could remember.
Yeah.
And I was like brought up Catholic, so I'm trying to remember anything.
Any prayer.
He's Catholic, but he don't remember his prayers.
That's why I put myself to sleep. You know why? Because I didn't want to come up like with my friend and be, I'm running out of your house. We're teens. We're probably like 17, 18.
Yeah.
Man up. I didn't run out the store. I was just like laid there.
Did you
huddle down? But the prayers worked somehow.
Anthony, let me ask you this: you said you were drinking that night?
Hell no.
Oh, you weren't drinking that night.
Teens,
Okay.
Man.
So this is okay.
No weed or anything.
He was like, "Fuck."
Do you think this?
If we had it, I probably wish we had, but we didn't.
Yeah.
But this is a creepy thing. This happened another time too.
Oh, this ghost was a 288.
That's a violator.
Did this ghost touch you?
What are you doing?
What's that?
No, I don't know what's going on. She was trying to come
Oh, is the ghost there?
Can we talk to this ghost?
Yes. Can we speak to the ghost now? If he's there next to
I know,
you.
because he said, what are you doing?
Right.
I was like, oh, my God.
Anthony.
The same house, same thing happened. We were all hanging out, just me and him. Maybe his little brother was there.
Mm-hmm.
We had to get a pastor that lived across the street to bless the house in the living room.
Okay.
I mean, it was that bad. Because things where you could hear things slamming, you hear hallway. Wow. We heard someone running down the hallway all stomping. Oh my God. It got bad. One time it even shut the radio off, and we thought it was like something wrong. We're just outside hanging out. It shut off, and you hear the radio kind of like you hear some weird sound, and it came right back on. Well, it wasn't like it had batteries in it. It was just
maybe you didn't pay your
morning.
Maybe you just didn't pay your electricity bill.
That was the warning.
We didn't pay the bill.
Hey, is that house still there, Anthony?
Yeah, and this is why it's a true fact as well. Because so years later, it's a rental. So my buddy leaves. He moved on. Everyone moved on. A new renter got in. They had a Halloween party.
Right.
So it's how it ties in with Halloween. So they're all, you want to come over? We're having a Halloween party. It was all open. This was like the good old days. So people were friendly, neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
So we go in there. They had the backyard gates open, and we're just hanging out, and we're talking to our neighbors. I'm like, hey, I had my buddy that used to live here. I said, hey, he used to live here.
Yeah.
I said, is there anything weird that happened in here? Just because we need to know. Like, was it just us or were we tripping?
Right.
And they all looked at each other. It was three of them. It was a lady and a man and I think the aunt or somebody.
Okay.
They all looked at each other like they knew. They knew. They said, we knew there was something wrong in here.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably not going to hurt you, but something's going on, right? They're all, yeah. The door opens up on its own in the back, like to the back door. You hear it like open and close. And like stuff like that.
Anthony,
like
you got about 20 more seconds, buddy. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's all, no, it's just a true fact.
Yeah.
I knew it wasn't because these are random people, never met in my life. They know it. They know something was going on in there.
So you believe in ghosts,
Still there.
Anthony?
The house is still
That's
there.
creepy shit.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know what that was.
So there's
Couldn't even say.
there's proof. People out there, our listeners, they're people are experiencing these demonic or just weird stories when it comes to the afterlife or some other type of effect out there. I mean, these things exist. We have our own stories here. Anthony, thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Yeah,
We so
thank you.
appreciate it. And man,
Yeah, right on.
be
Hey.
safe this Halloween, buddy.
Anthony, I know him from the past. He plays in the band. We used to play in a band together.
Uh-huh.
His band is Empty Seat. So anybody listening, check out Empty Seat. They're a great band.
Oh,
Empty
right on.
seat. Empty seat. There we
Yeah.
go.
No
All right.
plug.
Thank
All
you,
right,
Anthony.
Thanks for calling in, man.
All right.
All right. Happy Halloween, guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Happy Halloween.
Hey, let's turn our ringers off. If
Yeah,
we
that's
That's the ghost.
That's real
That's
shit.
a
I mean, a
ghost
lot of people
calling.
have similar stories. I mean, I was in a house at one point, stayed the night at a friend's house,
Yeah.
and there was a lot of noises and slamming and weird shit going on, and the family was freaking out too. But you know what? All I got to say to all you ghosts out there, if you can breathe on my neck like that, you better finish the job.
You know, hey, I used to live at a pretty crazy house in the Echo Park area. You know, that house was pretty
I know.
crazy, man.
It's
I
not
had
scary for ghosts. It's scary for Charles.
for gangsters.
even ghosts don't come around.
There was one of my buddies. He spent the night, and he spent the night. You know, he spent the night. He
Is that
was in
right?
one of the rooms. He was in one of the rooms and shit.
Tell the homie good night.
Yeah, I did. I gave him a kiss. So he was in he was in one of the rooms, and then he said he was when he was asleep, he was facing the window. Not the window. I'm sorry. That he was facing the wall.
Ass
and
up.
And then he
Face the
said
wall,
that he
bitch.
felt. He said that he felt like a little
Cock going
spirit come in there.
He felt a what?
He felt like a little girl,
brush.
like a little girl walk into the room. Stop fucking around,
So now you guys are 288s. You felt
No,
like a girl.
So
He
getting
felt-
back to Epstein,
Yeah, what's up,
I mean,
man?
he felt like a
these
spirit.
sexual ghosts.
He felt like a spirit, like walk into the room, and he fucking felt that shit, like literally jump on the bed and like look over and look at him,
Oh shit.
and then he just like this fucker woke up. He looked up. He said he felt like the presence of a little kid up there.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, this fool just like Anthony said, started praying, and then he just felt his little fucking like little feet just jump off and run off, dude. And then he fucking
One day you're gonna have a ghost rub against your neck and go, "How does that feel?" I have. Go ahead, Scully.
oh, I just want to comment because I've heard it a couple times now. Like, so something weird happened, and they started praying, and I don't have anything against that. I'm cool, you know. I'm good with God and religion and all that stuff. I'm all good with it. But do people really stop and pray other than going, "Oh my fucking God,
Yeah.
what the fuck was that? Oh
Yeah.
God."
After
Does that count as praying, or do
After.
people really stop,
after
cover themselves up, and pray?
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't think about that, dude. In,
I think
in the heat of the moment.
people do.
Yeah.
Because they really believe that he's, in charge of everything.
So you're really in the fetal position. Oh my God! Please,
Yeah.
please keep me safe. And
Yeah, but I don't think that's. I have a beautiful ghost story.
oh, nice.
Please tell.
When I was 6 years old, I'll tell it really quick. My mother, there's all five of us. We're all boys. Okay, we only have one daughter or one girl in our family. And my mother, when she was pregnant with her, or when she ended up having my little sister's bedroom was right across from my room, and I was about 6 years old. And my grandmother, who was killed, she was hit by a train. She was about 54 years old. This happened right before my little sister was born. She always wanted, she was killed by a train. Yeah. She always wanted my mother to have a little girl because my mom had all these boys. So when my little sister was born, she was maybe, I would say, a month old. I was 6 years old. I was just sleeping. I just felt this bright light. It was right 3 a.m.
Oh my God.
I felt this bright light in a peripheral. You know when you're sleeping, you can sense a bright light. And I turned around and I saw this woman, the image of my grandmother in a robe. It was just glowing, holding my little sister.
Oh, wow.
Just holding her and just admiring her and holding her in her arms.
Make me cry.
And I know every time I tell this story.
Wait, so that was a
And
dream, or that was something you saw when you woke
This
up?
was something I saw when I woke up. I woke up and it was so peaceful. I wasn't scared. It was peaceful. I just kind of just oh wow, that's my grandmother. And I turned around and went back to sleep. And I told my family about it the next day. And I'm a young kid. They're like, get out of here with your little silly self. Now as a grown man, when I tell that story, everyone just like I said, gets chills. When they hear the story. So there are some beautiful ghosts out there. Every ghost isn't a bad ghost.
With my son, they say that kids see ghosts, right?
Oh, yeah.
So my wife's grandmother passed away my son was a baby, like little baby. So
Yeah.
now he'll come out and say, yeah, I spoke to Grandma Marino, and it's like, and she'll, and he
You
says
like you
things,
didn't even know her.
He didn't know
right?
her.
yeah,
He didn't know her.
but he says things like that. You're like, really? Like,
He wasn't even born when she
No,
was.
he was a
No, he
little
was a little-
baby.
Oh, he was a baby.
But he can't remember stuff because
no,
he's
no,
a
no,
baby.
No, but he talks about her and says that he talks to her.
Oh
shit.
my
So
God.
that's crazy.
Little kids
Yeah.
can. They
Yeah.
say little kids
That's
have
that
that.
sixth sense.
Yeah, that's sixth sense. Yeah.
There's that, and you know, we all
Y'all are
live,
giving me the chills.
and we all live in a certain dimension, right? We could take this so fucking deep.
Balls deep.
Balls deep.
Yes.
Yes.
Different dimensions, different frequencies. Are these kids, you know, they're young and maybe they have the ability to step outside of the
Ooh.
dimension and frequencies
And
that we all
Another
live
story.
in.
Yeah.
Another story. Another family member from my wife's side. Her aunt's husband or boyfriend. He had committed suicide, and at a family party, my son again was a little kid, and he was drawing pictures. And
boy.
he drew a
I'm
picture.
already getting the chills.
He drew a picture of this guy, but the eyes were like
You
blacked
are.
out, and he said that was
His
that,
uncle.
this person. Yeah,
Wow.
and he said it was him, and he's like, I saw him at the party.
Yeah.
And it was like
crazy.
So my son has actually said this multiple times with different people that he's seen people.
And just for the record, Tech C has one of the smartest kids. This
Yeah,
kid was just
baby.
just
Yeah,
so
he's
smart.
He's smart. Yeah.
So I'm sure that has something to do with it too, that his intelligence level and him being able to understand this entity he's seen. So that every time I hear that story, it just really, really touches me.
Don't they say
I had-
kids can see ghosts?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
we're
we
talking
were
about.
just saying that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
When you
I
went and
was-
took a shit, you know, you just say,
There was
Yeah.
this is one story that when several years ago my uncle passed away, and you know he actually was coming home and he tripped and he fell and he fractured his entire skull. Like,
yeah, you
so
told
I
me this.
actually ran to his aid. Like I was the last person that he pretty much died in my arms.
yeah.
So the ambulance came. They took him to the hospital. As he was in the hospital, obviously we were trying to find out what's going on. Talked to the doctor, and pretty much the doctor said he was in a vegetative state. So they put him in life support and stuff like that. As my cousins and I went back home, we told the family what was going on. When I was gonna take his wife, which is my aunt, back to the hospital to see what was gonna happen, I looked up in the sky and I saw like a shooting star. I've never, I mean, it's just something that I saw. Like I looked up and I saw like a shooting star, and I was tripping out. I was like, could that be him? Like I don't know. It was pretty crazy. Now later that day, when I took him home, I went back to my place, and I was asleep, and I had a dream of like his brothers who pretty much died the same way, like in a what is that thing called, life support. Same deal. Both of his brothers, and his mom. I've never met the lady, but I saw her face.
Yeah.
Like it's weird, and they're like, hey bro, come over here. What are you doing over there? I was dreaming this. Like, come here, bro. What are you doing over there? Come over. It's better for you to be here. And I saw him literally like walk across and go over to them. And then when all of a sudden I get this phone call in the middle of the night that I get this phone call in the middle of the night. It was the doctor. Hey, we wanna talk to the family of so and so because we have to perform surgery on his head because we don't think he's gonna make it. So then that's when I called my family. We went over there. Unfortunately,
they already invited him over.
Unfortunately, he ended up passing away that same day. But when he passed away, the whole family was there. When he took off the life support, he pretty much gave his last breath, but he died so peacefully. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And for me to see, I've never experienced that before. And if I tell the story, people are not gonna believe it. But I saw what I saw. I saw the shooting star, and I dreamt the dream, and it was pretty crazy. Like I don't know if it was him saying goodbye or what, but he was like a father figure to me. So it was pretty crazy.
And everybody, and other people don't have to believe it. You know what? And I can ask everyone at this table right now. A good question is, because I know I've had the same experience. How many people have actually had a dream, and then at some point in their life was like, "Oh my God, did I dream?
I dream that.
Did
Deja
I
vu.
just
prophetic?
was that my dream?"
Yeah.
Talking about like deja vu.
Like deja vu.
Yeah,
crazy, right?
Yeah, we could call it deja vu. I mean, I hate that word, but I feel like
Like it happened to you?
Yeah, because you think about it, you're like, whoa, that was my fucking
That
dream.
happened, like, I
It
remember
could be
that.
a year ago, and you're
Yeah.
like, I dreamt this shit.
Well, V likes
Yeah.
a strip joint called
I
Deja
never had
Vu.
that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I said V likes a strip joint called Deja Vu.
You should go to the one. It's in
Ontario.
Ontario, yeah.
Oh, you guys
It's a
fuckers
little
know.
different. It's a little different now.
Says something about like 9 hot chicks and 1 fat chick or something like that. On the sign,
It's gone though. You know,
100
gone?
beautiful
Yeah.
women and 2 ugly ones.
it's gone now. Yeah.
See how you guys can go from beautiful ghost stories to ass, just like
Yes.
That's just like we can go to
Ass.
beautiful stories to you talking about your penis.
Yeah, exactly.
only once. Tina, do you have any scary stories or?
I
Ghost
grew up in
stories
the
or
Bronx
anything
in the
like
80s.
that?
That's
Scary
scary.
enough.
Scary enough.
Yeah, man.
She was doing like some
Crackheads.
popping and shit.
Jamaicans. Ooh.
On the street, she was
Puerto
popping on the
Ricans.
streets.
Say no
Break
more.
dancing on the
Say
streets.
no more.
Thriller,
Yeah,
Michael Jackson
yeah,
Thriller.
like that. That's sad. It's scary.
Ooh,
as
Puerto
fuck.
Ricans, scary. You know? All right, here's a question for you, gentlemen and ladies. What is the scariest thing that you worry could happen to you this year? No matter what, in life, just in life in general. What is the scariest thing?
I'm always
What are you
afraid
worried
of
about?
a weird freak accident
Yeah.
ever since Final Destination. So, like,
Ooh,
if a
yeah.
water bottle falls under my pedal, I'm like, oh my God, must pull over and remove this water bottle.
Yes.
I'm going to, like,
Me
things
too.
like that. So
Yes.
in the house, I'm much more
I'm like
careful
that,
now.
too.
If I spill water, I'm like, I could slip and then bang my head on that, and no one's gonna hear me till my roomie comes home. Like, yeah. So I
Yeah.
think
We need to
I'm
revoke
afraid
their
of some
license.
weird freak accident.
That's
That's
true.
You could die
scary.
walking
I
your
feel the
doggy.
same way.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. Yep.
You know what's this is a we had a one of my cousins I guess his it was her husband's on her husband's side. He was
What are you yawning for?
we no I know right no he no this
It's gonna take long.
no this fuck you and you
Test
puto.
it.
You know this
No,
guy
I was actually yawning. I'm actually sorry.
there you go. It's a ice fucker but in his back.
Do that.
There you go. He you know this guy no we had him in we went to it was Thanksgiving and you know they went home. This guy literally went. He took a shower. This guy slipped in the shower and he killed himself.
That's happened.
He got
killed
killed.
himself or he
No,
died?
well,
Yeah, he didn't kill
he didn't
himself.
kill himself, but he ended up slipping.
He
and
fell and couldn't get up.
broke
Yeah,
he broke his neck.
He did kill himself.
He broke it.
technically, yeah.
He
That
broke
can
his neck.
happen. I heard that
Sound like
if your
extra
dick's hard
careful.
enough, it could actually impale you.
Oh.
Yeah.
You what?
Right? They're like, dick.
He heard Dick and was like, "What?"
Dick impaling. I'm subject to that happening to me. No,
I was too fast
I
for
need
you
to
guys
pay
on that
attention to
one.
these things. What are you afraid is going to happen to you? Well, Vato V, was that your answer?
That was just a fucking.
What are you afraid? You're going to slip in the shower?
Yeah, that's one of
Slip
them.
in the shower. Okay.
You know anything, man? You fucking get.
So
you can
to
get.
avoid that, you don't shower.
I don't shower.
Okay.
You can get fucking bit by a mosquito and die, bro.
That's true.
Anything,
True.
anything can
Right.
happen.
True.
man.
That's
A
true.
bee. You fucking.
You can drink a beer and die of beer poisoning or something. You know?
No, that's not true. Take it back.
If that's
Knock on
true,
wood,
you know
knock on
what?
wood. You can
I
die
want to
of
die happy.
drinking.
We're doing this together.
Yep.
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers.
They're Delano with his fucking
Cheers.
water.
Vato V has water too. What are you afraid is going to happen to you this year?
Shit.
Yep.
Shit,
That's one.
yeah, you do that a
Shit.
lot.
I might shit one too many times. Shit my guts out. I don't
There you
know.
go. That's a crazy
that's
way
an
to die.
You know what's funny? When I'm taking a shit on the toilet, they say you're supposed to courtesy flush, and I do. But every
You
time I
live
flush,
alone.
You live alone.
yeah, I don't want my house smelling like
Well,
shit.
you got to be nice to yourself.
What
too.
if somebody knocks on my door like, "Hey, here's your mail"? Oh, what the fuck?
And
You know.
he-
A
and he's-
fucking guy lives
And he's
So-
there.
naked.
Just tell. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, bro.
Okay, but what if I have somebody
I know
else?
they walk in and they're like,
Men shit.
he goes,
It's okay.
okay,
I'd be
yeah.
like, how manly.
Right, okay, so let me ask you something. When I courtesy flush, I always feel like maybe a snake is gonna come up out the toilet and
my
bite my
God,
asshole
yes,
or something like
yes,
that. You know what I
yes.
mean? Or alligator or something.
That's a movie.
Alligator.
if a
You
snake
see
comes
that
up,
movie?
instead of go in your asshole, you're gonna be like,
No, there was a movie back in the 80s where the alligator or something came up the toilet. Yeah.
It
and
happens, though.
it's
You
not
hear about
forget,
snakes
let's not
coming
forget
out the
women
toilet.
shit bad too.
Yeah.
Yep. And women got a courtesy flush, you know.
Yeah.
So that's my fear. That's just a fear of mine in general, you know. So what's wrong
A
with Casey?
gator.
Alligator's gonna go.
A baby alligator? They have baby alligators
That's a
up
small
there.
hole.
You know, alligators live in the
In
tunnels.
Florida, that would happen.
Yeah, not in California.
What
No, no,
if
no.
somebody flushes a fucking alligator down the toilet
No,
in
in the movie,
in
that's
California,
what happened.
and that
They
fucker-
threw the reptile in the toilet. The
Yes.
father was like, "Little Timmy, I'm throwing this out."
Yes.
And he flushed him, and then he was like living in the sewer.
Living in the sewer.
And then one day he
Came
found
back.
Come
himself.
back up the toilet.
Or maybe when he was a baby, he can,
Yeah.
or whatever. You know, I just
Dude,
think about those snakes,
Dude, in
rats.
Florida, in Florida,
No,
you're
that
going to get
has
some
been
drugged up
kept.
white guy that's going to come in and try and eat your ass.
Out of your
Yeah,
50
like it.
years of life, has anything ever bitten you in the ass when you're taking a shit?
Well, I've never lived 50 years. I'll let you know when I'm 50.
Just an angry
No,
turd.
but you hear about stories like that. You hear about stories like that. But that's not my biggest fear this year. What could happen to me is shit with these California, all this shit being homeless. You know, just losing my
Frightening.
That's
losing my
That's a
livelihood.
whole
you know?
that's a whole different
You
topic.
don't have a
That's-
mental
but
health
it's scary.
issue,
We're
so
talking
unless
about
you have a
what's
mental health issue,
But
you're
that's-
not going to be homeless. You're going
Mine's
to be
related
hungry
to
to get
yours.
that shit.
Yeah.
Maybe
Mine's
I'm spending all my
related to
money
yours.
on whores. You know?
Yeah. The bums are out there.
Acting like Charlie Sheen and
Mine's
shit.
related.
They're put there
Get
on
H.
purpose. What's yours?
What's yours?
Well, my job, I do
Manchester United losing or something?
I think
Look at his eyes.
He just got serious.
Ooh,
as
look at the
hell.
chills.
He gave that look like
doesn't
I'm about
happen.
to tear you up.
The chills.
Well, I do security check for a certain building, and I do deal with the mental health people. And I just know there's some people out there that's not right, and I just don't want to be like
Tax.
because I have a lot of blind spots in my job. I don't want no one to like catch me off guard and no
Oh,
bullshit
you
like
got to
that.
be at peace and have eyes in the back of your head. You really have to sense that shit.
Oh, every
I'm not
morning.
even kidding.
I
man.
mean, I come to work, I have a weapon. I mean, because I
have
open
to.
the building.
Yeah.
you have to.
And I kick homeless out. Even though I give them money, but there's some I see them.
Don't give them that shit anymore.
Get the
I
fuck out of
can't,
here.
though.
Here's
I love
$5.
'em. I love them. I love them.
Yeah. So,
But my biggest thing is my son. I want him to make better decisions. I don't want him to get in
son
trouble.
fucking up.
Mine's gonna be mine's short because I don't even want to fucking talk about it.
Like
'cause
your dude.
Mine's a little more. mine's,
Damn,
What,
put him out there like
She
that.
said, like, yo,
Like
dude.
your dude.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, if you guys would excite me, it might be a little bigger.
Boom, chicka, wow, wow.
Good comeback, Scully. So what's your scariest moment?
Oh,
buddy?
quick as hell.
Happy
You know
over
what?
the
You
day.
know, I'm gonna keep mine real, dude. I mean, I've had an interesting year, and I would say that my biggest fear is dying at all, because I feel like there's a whole lot fucking more that I
Dying
need to
this
do.
year.
No doubt. No doubt.
Scared.
And-
Yeah, dying this. Yeah.
Yeah, there's shit that I haven't
That's a good
done.
one.
Part my fault, part not my fault, but I
Yeah.
got shit to do. So
I think that's a
if
good
I was to
fear.
die, that'd be a tragedy.
Texie, that should be your fear too, because
That's
you
my
know,
fear,
you
too.
fear that. This guy's a
My fear
hypochondriac.
every year.
Yes,
All year, every
this
year.
guy
Yeah.
he thinks he's
Every
gonna
day, even on the holiday.
You know you're a hypochondriac when you're scared you're gonna die taking a shit.
I do that shit too. So let's talk while we're pooping.
Hey, I think shitting had to do with all of our fears today. Tina, what's your fear of something this year?
We just covered that.
Yeah, she covered it.
What'd you say? What did
Now
she
that
say?
I'm gonna have some Final Destination.
That's
weird,
right, that's right, that's right.
Some
Not paying
weird,
attention.
like, what do they call those? Those freak accidents. Like that scares the shit out of me. Like, the other day I got stuck on
wrap
my
up.
terrace. I went to go clean it and I closed the door. And then for a second I was like,
10
I'm only on the
seconds.
3rd floor. Maybe I could just climb out the window, climb off the terrace into the window. I really thought about that for a second, but then I was like, that's how people die.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sorry, y'all. We got to wrap it up. Okay, before we end this thing, we hope everybody
That's it?
learn something.
It's over?
today.
It's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, 6 it's time to know. All right, so our
We don't
Mexican.
got a show after us today.
That's my biggest fear, dude, is when this
What?
show
We
ends.
don't have a show after us today.
I'm getting word from our producer. We got to end this thing. So,
Yep.
unfortunately, we got to end it,
producer.
folks. Our show usually lasts about 55 minutes. So, before we end this thing, we do a thing called Mexican Word of the Week to all of our Mexican and all of our Latinos out there. We don't forget about you. We love
Hey,
you.
us white
I
people like that
especially love
shit
you.
too. So don't leave us out.
White people do like Mexican food. That's true. All right. So, what is our Mexican Word of the Week with Vato V? What is our Mexican Word of the Week, buddy?
Chair.
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 How is chair our Mexican Word of the Week?
My lady got mad at me because I wouldn't share my tacos.
That bitch, she's like a fat woman.
There you go. All right, folks, that's our
Lady
show.
get mad at you a lot.
She needs to
Oh,
share
you're a
her
fat
taco.
person.
All right, folks, www.thementalityshow.com. Past episodes on YouTube, LA Talk Radio, Facebook Live, now on Spotify. Just found that out today. Catch us on iTunes, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify, anywhere you get your, did I say YouTube? Past episodes
I don't
on
know,
YouTube?
but you guys
I
need
think I
to
said
follow
that.
us. We need
Subscribe
our
on
numbers
YouTube.
up.
Subscribe on YouTube.
And tell your uncle to sponsor us.
Whoever the fuck he is.
All right,
His-
from
his
Delano, Tina.
Auto machine.
From Delano,
Tina.
JC.
Casey says,
Golly.
me.
Taxi.
Vato V, ¿qué hubo?
Vato V. That's our show, folks. We love you. Remember, folks, in life, you're good, but with our help,
You could be the best.
We'll see you next week, folks.
Vámonos.
Peace.
Sponsor us.
Oh, yeah.
You're listening to The Mentality Show, only on LA Talk Radio.